Who employs this model of education? A wide variety of people is the answer. The flexibility and freedom offered by having your own portable school in the guise of a tutor appeals to a wide range of different people. I'll run through a few of them now. Families with multi-country bases. For example, I worked with one family, 11-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl. They had family homes in Cape Town in South Africa, Antibes in the south of France, and Surrey in the UK. Having me as their full-time education provider allowed them to extend their winter sunshine in South Africa. It allowed them to extend their summers in France with their boat and not be curtailed by term times or school calendars. It allowed them a huge amount of freedom, which they were very grateful for. Yachts. I'll take you back to the world map. This little squiggle down here was an amazing 6 months I spent on a beautiful yacht in the South Pacific. It was with a family with 2 primary age boys, and they took them out of their London prep school for a term, and I kept them up to date with their peers. But the most exciting part of the remit was to make the most of all the locations we were on this incredible trip. We hiked up volcanoes in Vanuatu. I taught them to kayak. We snorkeled off the back of the boat. We took the tender to uninhabited islands and happened upon sea snakes laying. You're watching humpback whales for biology sessions. There's nothing quite like it. Exposure to all those cultures and languages and even the coins for maths. It's a great, great way to learn. Business travel. So families whose principals or parents travel lots for business. I worked with a family who had 2 teenage boys, and the father spent a lot of time in Vienna or Luxembourg for business. And it meant he spent a lot of time away from the family home. Having myself, and in fact in that role, it was not just myself, but another 2 tutors. We worked with the 2 boys as a full sort of a school option. We traveled with the father and were able to be there when he'd finished his business for the day, and they got to spend a lot more quality time together while we traveled with them. So a great option as well. Learning by exploring. These are my favourite people. So families who believe in learning by exploring and experiencing different countries, cultures, languages. Another of the long squiggles that actually went round the globe was a round the world trip I organised for 2 boys, older boys. The family were particularly interested in getting a taste of the Far East, the difference between Western and Eastern culture. And so we put together a fabulous trip that incorporated several locations in China. We spent some time in Japan, did a few volcanoes and some diving in Hawaii, on our way back to the States, San Francisco and Boston, to visit some Ivy League colleges. But that was 3.5 months spent away from the family base, traveling while teaching, covering all that they needed to cover in terms of their curriculum while exploring. And non-classroom skills. Families who want to include non-classroom, non-standard skills in their children's education. For example, I'm a dive instructor as well as a tutor, so scuba diving, sailing, skiing, etc. I've taught most of my students to dive. There may be a personal reason for that. I've done competent crew courses with families on yachts in the south of France, and I've spent several seasons at ski resorts where you do the teaching in the morning and then the afternoons are for fun on the boards and the skis. It allows children to excel at these sort of non-standard school skills, if you like. And finally, last but not least, young athletes and actors. So families of these young athletes and actors who want to ensure the best possible education for their children while enabling them to travel and compete or perform wherever they need to be. So I don't actually have any personal experience of this one, sadly, yet. But I know we've worked with Formula 4 drivers, we've had golf and tennis athletes, Olympic equestrians, and literally last week we had an inquiry from a young Oscar winner.